I'm creating something specifically for Bootstrap. One of the issues is I teach quite a few students and I need a quick and easy way to evaluate all of them and give them feedback quickly. So I'm in the process of using Google Classroom, and what I've done is I've created some activities in my Google Drive and using Google Forms and Google Docs. So right now I'm just building the beginning of a unit plan, and each document that I've linked takes us to a separate assignment. Now each assignment is related or is integrated into a Google Doc or a Google Form. The purpose of this is that it allows me to quickly evaluate the work and give the students detailed feedback as they build their answers. So here's an example. First thing is, or I'll look at the second one, where I've got reference of images. Now this file is a Google Doc, and the Google Doc requests that each team name identifies their name and the developers. Then they have to attach URLs of their images. Now, how would I evaluate this, or how would I provide support? Well, let's go in and have a look. So I've got a whole bunch of folders, grade 8 mark summaries. Let's pick one of the classes. So for 8-1, they have, second, look at this one. Okay, so this is class 8-1, and in class 8-1, they had to turn in their game image referencing assignment. So all their assignments are in here, and when they come in to the turn-in section in Google Drive, I get them here. So each of the assignments is then put into a separate folder in my G Drive. So I've created separate folders for each class, and each folder has a mark summary. So again, I made a simple sheet using Google Sheets or spreadsheets. And then I took this sheet and I ran the add-on called Doctopus. So open it up. You can add this add-on onto your sheets. And what it's going to do is it's going to attach all the student assignments into this one sheet. It also wants to attach a rubric. Now I created a rubric just for this assignment, and it would be this one. So this rubric is essentially just an overview of all the key features that I'm looking for in their work, and it's a quick way of giving back student feedback. So for example, level 4 application, the links are all active, image orientation makes sense, and the player is facing slightly right, danger and target are facing slightly left. So simple ideas related to what to look for when they're turning in their links. Okay, so let's go back to the marks. So Doctopus, you would need to run it, and that's a different story. But let's say you've run it. Once it's running, then you can, and you've allowed Rubric to have permission to operate, and you click on the eyeball up here, and Rubric runs. Now when Rubric runs, it's going to show you your rubric that you've attached to the student work. And you can click on the links and check to see if all the links are active in their work. And if the links are inappropriate, well then you can just set comments. Now this student was partnered up with other people in the group, but what I would say is I would highlight the link and say, perhaps consider adjusting the perspective of the background so that player appears to be in the ring, not floating outside of it. So comments kind of like that. But that again is the background. So this student is supposed to put the name or game name there, and then that's the background image. So this image should actually have that comment. So what I'm going to do is, again, this is really, really simple because it all runs through Google Docs. So it's very easy to add comment features and make the feedback very specific. So you can see they've got all their other links down here too. And and I added comments up here in the top right hand corner, and you can even add audio comments in. And the different sections of the rubric you can toggle between them on the top. When you're finished adding all the detailed information, you click submit, and then that rubric that you just entered with the comments in the top right gets auto-attached to the student's document after you click submit. Then when you click next, it'll auto-forward you to the next student in the list, and then you go through and you can continue to evaluate. So that's an example of how you can use Google spreadsheets, Rubric, and Octopus to help you run evaluations. And what else did I want to show you related to video game planning? Okay, so another assignment that I've assigned to the students is NinjaCat, the deconstruction and coordinate mapping. And this is what the assignment looks like. So I created a Google Doc, and in this Google Doc it has a link to the NinjaCat game so they can play it. Then they would go through all the information, filling in their relative positions or what they see, the different parts as they're deconstructing or reverse engineering the game to find the different parts. Then at the bottom it says, please click on the link to complete the coordinate recognition assignment. So if they click that link, they'll take them to the assignment. And I want to show you what that looks like. So that assignment is this thing. What I've done is I've created a Google form. And in the Google form, it requests first name and last name separately so that you can separate them on the spreadsheet. And if you have your own class or your own school community, you can also set it so it'll automatically recognize them as they sign in and only allow them to sign in as once, and it will require the students to log in. You can even shuffle the question order, which I've done. So I wanted to make sure that each student that's doing this, I'm getting a reasonably valid evaluation of what they can do and what they can't do. And I've estimated and provided different possible options for the dog, the ninja, the ruby, and the baby cloud coordinate positioning. Then attached to that Google form will be a spreadsheet. On the spreadsheet, what I've done is I've completed the form once, and I've created something called the answer key. In the answer key, the actual coordinate points are logged in these columns, E, F, G, and H. I created 4 more columns for question 1, 2, 3, and 4, and you'll notice that cell question 1, there's an equation, equals if bracket E2 equals E $2, and it says 0.1.0. So what that means is it's going to cross-compare any answers that come into the cells for E3, 4, 5 as the students submit their work, and it's going to score each question individually of those 4. And then over here in my total section, equal sum bracket, it'll sum the totals, and I've added a string comment in the end column, and the string comment will say either congrats, you can identify accurate coordinate pairs if they score 2 or more of the 4, and if they don't score 2 or more, it'll say struggling with coordinate pair recognition, keep practicing and ask for help. So this is just a simple way that you can use Google Forms with Google Sheets and a little bit of scripting to do a lot of the legwork for you in terms of evaluation. Let me show you a student perspective of this work. So right now I'm signed in as a student. I'm going to click on the NinjaCat assignment. So in the NinjaCat assignment, I'll call it my assignment here. Got it. So I'm brand new, so it's giving me a walkthrough of how to use Google Classroom. So I click on my assignment. Awesome. So now every student gets their own copy, and I can enter in the information directly into the document. So NinjaCat, what changes about NinjaCat? NinjaCat can move, and NinjaCat can move right, left, up, down. And then you would just finish adding more information there. And then when you're all done, as a student, click the link, and that link will take you to the Google form. So in the Google form, I grabbed some of the the imagery from the Bootstrap site because I thought it would make it look really cool. there's an image in the top, and the top image has the actual coordinate corners that we need, and students can use that. You'll notice that the specific student ID is recorded, so they can only fill in the form once. Then they have to select specific coordinate pairs that they believe to be most correct by comparing the location of those parts of the game and identifying. So I'm just going to randomly select some values, and then we have to enter the student name, and the student can request a copy of their answers to be sent to them just by clicking on the last tab. Then they click submit. When they're finished, the form has been submitted to the teacher. Okay, now if I go back to the teacher link, you'll see that the Go student information has already been added, and what would happen down here is that I can take all of these and just show you. So if I grab that cell, you'll see that the student scored a 1 out of 4, and then the comment directly associated with that student is that they're struggling. So I can quickly identify who gets it, who doesn't get it, and then provide support directly where it's needed. So this is integration of Google products with Bootstrap.